A couple days ago, I gave you guys 8 reasons why I believe the bottom is in on Bitcoin. And as you guys know, when Bitcoin pumps, altcoins pump even harder. So what I'm doing in this video is I'm going to give you guys the top 5 altcoins to catch on this next rise. So let's dive right into it. So the first one we're going to go into is EOS. If you follow me on Twitter, you know I've been super bullish on EOS, and for dang good reason. So let's dive into this. I'm going to show you exactly why. So this trend line has been established on EOS since April of 2018. You connect these two levels together, go on the log chart, and you can see how incredibly well this line has been respected. Okay. Now, if you go to the lower time frame, you guys can see how we've actually already broken above here. But what happened? Well, the crash on Bitcoin dropped us well below that level and basically halted our explosive advance. Now, we have gotten back above it, we're consolidating below it, and we have not seen or gotten above this purple line since June of 2021. So last month, essentially, right? However, we've been consolidating underneath it. We've been gathering strength. And just a couple days ago, we actually busted back above. Now, we didn't close back above, but we came back up and tested it again. And once again, this morning, what did we do? We came back and we are retesting it again. Guys, 3 tests so far. Even if you go on the low time frame, you guys can see we are hovering around this level, basically waiting to gather strength to pop up from here. Now, how important is this? Extremely important. I cannot stress this enough. If you go to the ETC pairing, you can see what actually happened on the same situation with ETC. Let's go to the 3-day chart. We'll zoom out. We'll see how it looks, guys. Same thing. 1, 2, come over here. Whenever we busted above that, we had a 336% increase before the massive drop in Bitcoin. Okay, 336% in the span of like, what, 3 days maybe? Like incredibly powerful. And not only that, we're not even done. It looks like this movement is complete. Let's go to a different chart actually. So it looks like this movement is already really high, right? However, take off the log chart, you can see how much further we have to go on ETC. And on EOS, the exact same thing. Look, take off the log chart, and this becomes incredible how much potential we have to go up. So if we were to match our BTC pairing on this chart, we have approximately 1900% left to go on the BTC pairing alone, right? And if Bitcoin is going to go up and EOS goes up, they're going to compound each other. This is no kidding like a 10, 20, 50x sort of coin right here. So do not miss out on this. And this is my #1 coin for the altcoin market that's about to explode. Now, #2 is actually going to be Harmony, also called ONE, right? ONE on the ticker, right? So on this chart, we're going to be looking at the US dollar pairing. Now, what I'm looking for here, I have a lot of coins on here. What I'm looking for is a couple things. #1, go to the log chart. I'm a huge fan of the log chart right now. It's giving us a lot of clarity in the market. Go to the 4-hour chart and go to the log. You can see how well respected this trend line is interacted with on the log chart. You guys can see this, right? Now, we had a massive deviation just like we had with the EOS pairing. Guess what? The day that Bitcoin started collapsing, this also started collapsing, which makes sense. It basically put a halt on the parabolic advance. Now, for the first time since then, we've actually gotten above and are consolidating back above this level. Furthermore, look at this volume profile. We have high volume on the increase, which means this is an impulsive movement up. This low volume is telling us this is a corrective movement. Impulse, correction are generally followed by impulses. Okay, once again, a ton of potential on this coin. Now, on the daily, you guys can also see we are above this major breaker, this major point of breakdown. We have gotten above this level. And also, we have the support of the 200 moving average right below our current price action. Guys, this looks awesome. I'm super excited about Harmony, and I definitely have packed my bags on this one, and that's why it's #2 on my list. Now, #3 is going to be Litecoin, okay? Litecoin. Let's go ahead and dive right into this and why I am so bullish on it. So the first thing I'm going to go to is a very high time frame chart. We're going to the monthly chart, okay? Now, this monthly level is extremely significant because you see how we have a clear breaker established. If you go to the downside, we have tested this breaker from the downside, which is confirming it as a resistance. And as you guys see, we broke above on high volume, and now we're coming back in to retest it. This is a very healthy price action, okay? So this should act as a support level, and it has so far. Now, if you go to the lower time frame, get my log chart taken off on here, go to the 4 hour if I believe it's correct. Actually, log chart is back on. My bad on that. You connect these two levels together. You can see the interaction we've had with this log trend line. And as you guys see, we have gotten above this level, and it is starting to consolidate inside of our monthly level. This is really bullish, guys. I would like to see more of an impulsive movement from here, but overall, the USD pairing looks really good. However, this is not even the most bullish thing about this chart. We're going to go to the BTC pairing on Litecoin, all right? And it's just sort of breaking down right now, but I'm still going to show you guys because this is still a super bullish chart. So the first thing to go into is the 3-day level, okay? Very high time frame stuff. And if you go here, you can see we have a very clear falling wedge, okay? So this falling wedge was established way back in 2019. High, low, higher, high, or lower high, lower low, lower high, and then of course we broke out. Now, obviously, just like before, the May 19th crash made it to where our parabolic advance was stopped. However, as you guys see, this 3-day level and this support trend line is holding up really well so far, okay? So far, this looks fine. This looks healthy. If you go to the log chart, you can see this morning we actually were above it. However, right now, we're back below it, but just barely below it, guys. The point is that this is a really good interaction, and I think that this could be just a retest of it, and I think we're going to continue back on the advance, okay? So Litecoin looks really good at these levels. So once again, this is my number 3 for altcoins I think are about to take off. Now, number 4 is going to be Raven, okay? Raven. I've done videos on this before. I think it looks really good at these levels, and let's go ahead and jump into why. Let's go to the 4 hour on this chart, and you guys can see we have a trend line here, right? Now, we are currently below this trend line, but look what we're wedged between, this major purple block. You guys can see the interaction we've had with this, right? This trend line is holding up really well, and as of right now, we're rejecting. However, if we go to the 3-day, I believe, weekly, there it is, the weekly level, it's currently being held onto by this major weekly level, okay? We know it's a major weekly level because just like with Litecoin, we have this breaker established, and from the downside, we have been tested as a resistance level. We shot up above it, and the important thing about Raven in particular, look at this volume. This volume on this increase is beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. This consolidation structure, this drop in price is on low volume. This is perfect. So I'm expecting this level to hold and to break out to the upside, especially if Bitcoin is going to break out. This also looks really, really good. Now let's go to the Bitcoin pairing and look at this one as well. There it is. Awesome. So go to the 4 hour chart. We can see this pretty dang clearly. What we have here is a falling wedge. You guys can see this, right? So we have a low, a high, a lower low, and then of course we make one more lower low. We bounce off of this daily level, I believe. Daily, 3-day. 3-day, there it is. We bounce off of this 3-day level and are consolidating outside of the falling wedge. Now, I do want to see some volume, everything pick up here. And if Bitcoin does start taking off, I think we're going to get it, guys. But right now, this is still very healthy. This is a falling wedge that has been broken out of, okay? Like, this is a very bullish market structure. I like this. And once again, look at the volume profile. High volume on the increase, very low volume on the decrease. This still looks healthy. And that's why Raven is my number 4 of coins to look out for on this increase. Now, my 5th one is going to be XRP. Okay, XRP I think looks really good right now, and it is starting to react pretty healthily right now. Now let's go to the hourly chart, if I remember correctly. Yes, hourly chart. Okay, now you guys see we have rejected off this level in the last couple hours. I understand this, okay? And it looks like it might be a little bit bearish. However, I'm going to show you guys why I'm not concerned right now. Just like with Raven, although it is rejecting off this level, I think we still have a lot of strength in this market. I think it is going to push up. This level that we are interacting with right now is a weekly level, and this weekly level is extremely significant, guys. I cannot stress this one enough. It's been tested 1 time, 2 time, 3 times from the downside to give a ton of support in this region. We busted above it. Now we're coming down from the top side and we are holding it as support currently. It is support until we lose it. We have not lost it, okay? Unless we close below this purple block in the next 6 days and 4 hours, we have not lost this level. So even if we do have another drop down, we can still pop up and then it's still technically not lost as support. So it's early in the week. We have plenty of time. I'm still confident this level will continue to hold as support, especially because Bitcoin looks so good right now. All right. Now the BTC pairing, let's also check that out real quick. So the BTC pairing is actually up today. Okay, it's one of the few coins that actually is looking healthy in today's negative price action. So, all right, you guys can see on this line right here, we've already consolidated beneath it and jumped above, right? And in this price action as well, you guys can see we've consolidated above it and jumped back above. The point here I'm trying to make is that we are reclaiming support levels all the way through. We're showing a ton of strength here. And if I remember correctly, this is a massive, massive daily level that is holding on. Also, we are above the 200 moving average. We've already tested it once. Guys, we are poking our heads out from this major, major trend line. I like XRP, and I think it has a lot of potential here, and that's why it's my number 5. Now, there's another coin. I'm going to give you guys a bonus here, okay? There's one more coin I want you guys to look at. I'm not including it on my official calls because it still has some work to do, but it's really, really, really close to really being something I think has a lot of potential, and this one is going to be Bitcoin Cash, okay? Yes, Bitcoin Cash looks really, really good right now, okay? And let me explain to you why. Number 1, if you go on Bitcoin Cash, you can see this trend line on the log chart is very obviously interacting very positively here, right? You guys see this. So test, got above it, consolidating around it, and right now we're just waiting to break out. This looks really, really good so far, right? So overall, so far, this looks good. Now let's go to the BTC pairing as well. On the BTC pairing, you can see we are currently about to test it from the top side onto the 200 moving average. We went below it, closed below it, however, had a fairly decent impulse and are currently retesting it. The 200 moving average has a ton of significance. You guys can see it doesn't even usually get near it unless you're in the major bear trend. So since we're about to reclaim the 200 moving average and retest it, this looks really, really good. Now, there is work to be done on this chart, so don't think it's over. However, I don't think it looks that bad right now. All right, guys? So, not an official call. The other ones I'm really confident on. This one has some work to do, but overall, I think all 6 of these coins are ready to explode when Bitcoin does take off, which will happen very, very soon. I'm going to include in the card right above my head right now the 8 reasons as to why Bitcoin is going to take off, so you guys can look at that. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure to be on the Discord because I update Discord, and whenever I get new calls, the people on Discord will know before anyone else. You do not want to get off. You do not want to miss that. All right, it's in the description below. So if you have questions, like always, let me know, and I will see you guys in the next video. So deuces, boys.